What's up, family? And welcome to another Food and Finance Fridays here on Lives of Legacy. I have a question for you. Is there a time for debt? I want to talk about that. First, we're going to take a little taste of a salad. Now, when I first, heard about, thought about being either just a vegetarian or, in my case, a vegan, my first thought was like, man, all they eating is, rabbit food, salads all day. Well, truth of the matter is, even before, transitioning to a vegan lifestyle, I liked salads before. So I'm going to keep on eating salads. There's just certain things I don't eat, but yes, I do enjoy eating salads. On this salad, it's very simple. Um, got a base, a bed of spinach, baby leaf spinach. Have some lentils and peas on it, and then I also put some cashews and walnuts. But then on the top, you see there's portobello mushroom slices. Now I did a little something with that. It's not just portobello mushroom slices. Um, I can't even say I marinated, but I'll put on it some liquid aminos, coconut aminos. I seasoned it with pink Himalayan salt, just a little bit of that, some garlic, onion powder, and smokehouse maple seasoning. Put it on in the air fryer for about 8 minutes, 4 minutes on each side. Now, my girls have tasted it, and they said they really enjoyed it, wanted more. They not the whole salad, just the mushrooms, but I haven't yet because I want it to be authentic to the video. Okay, so let's get on in there. Gonna try to get a little bit of everything on here. Okay, there you go. Oh my goodness. Mmm. Mmm. Yo, that's the truth. Oh my goodness. That is good. Now, I wish, my goodness. I wish I had eaten when tasted it when the mushrooms, lentils, I had warmed stuff up, but then preparing it out, let things cool down. But my goodness, that is good. Oh my goodness. Now, there's all types of benefits to mushrooms and as well as the walnuts and I mean I don't know benefits to the cashews. I know there are some. They're good, but I know like walnuts. They're like the soup. gotta watch how I say things, but they're a superfood. They're a nut that has a lot of benefits to it. Um, yeah, that's good. Mm, 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 mm. That's good. It's also something my wife prepared some tofu. Now she also prepared it in the air fryer. But what she put on there? She put garlic on there. Um, garlic and onion. She did those. She put turmeric, barbecue sauce, and there was something else. Oh, and not traditional, nutritional yeast. I don't know if it is a finger food, but That is good. Now, my goodness, tofu has a bad rap of being bland. Yeah, if you don't season it, but what tofu will do is it would absorb flavor very well. It absorb this flavor. Mm, 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 mm. That's something special. That's something special. Woo. Okay. Yep. All right. I want to keep eating that, but I'm. but I asked the question. I asked the question. All right. I said, "Is there a time for that?" And I don't want. I don't just want to go from my own mind and what I think. I try my best. I'm getting better at it, to live my life according to what God says. So I want to see what God says about that. All right. I want to look at in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "There's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun." So now I emphasize everything and every, because that means for me, including everything is everything in every activity. So that right there tells me that there is a time for that, because it's everything is an activity. But I know Scripture does not contradict itself. Um, I want to go to the New Testament in Romans chapter 13, verse 8. In the King James Version, it says, "Oh, no man except but to love." In the NIV version, it expands it a little bit. It says, "Let no debt remain outstanding, except the continuing debt to love one another. For whoever loves others has fulfilled the law." Okay, that's now. Now we're going back to the Old Testament. Okay, and it's talking about not owing someone in debt, right? So, in going Proverbs now, Ecclesiastes was written by the wisest, richest man ever to live, as well as Proverbs, uh, both written by King Solomon. Okay. So now, let's see what King Solomon has to say specifically about that. All right, my son. This is verse 1. I'm going to read 1 through 5. "My son, if you have put up security, that's debt, for your neighbor, if you have shaken hands in pledge, which is also debt, for a stranger, you have been trapped by what you said, instead by the words of your mouth. So do this, my son, to free yourself, since you have fallen into your neighbor's hands. Go to the point of exhaustion and give your neighbor no rest. Allow no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler." Okay, so all throughout the Bible it uses illustrations, to help people understand things. I mean, we do that today. We use illustrations, we use analogies, okay? But at times I like to watch the Animal Planet. I'll go on YouTube and I watch stuff. Sometimes I do watch lions and their hunting, and I have seen a lion hunting a gazelle. And here's the thing about the gazelle. Now the lion, it wants to eat, so it's going ferociously after the gazelle. But the gazelle wants to stay alive. The lion wants to stay alive, so it has to eat. It has to eat, so it's going after the gazelle. The gazelle wants to stay alive, so it has to not be eaten. Pardon me. so it has to not be eaten, right? So that gazelle, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but that gazelle, it's like it's really going. It's zigging and zagging. That lion gets too close to it, and if it's able to, it'll kick his legs back, kick at the lion. I mean, it's trying everything in its power, everything in its power, to get away from that lion, to not be eaten. So that's what Solomon is telling us to do. If we've pledged ourselves, we got ourselves into debt, right? But Solomon also said there's a time for everything under the sun. For everything, for every activity under the sun. There's a season for it, right? So one thing I know is the Bible does not contradict itself. So when could there be a time for that? So I want to go to 2 Kings chapter 4, starting in verse 1. So Elisha is come and well, I'll just read it. It says, a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets cried out to Elisha, saying, your servant, my husband, is dead. And you know that your servant feared the Lord, and the creditor is coming to take my two sons to be his slaves. Okay, now in ancient times, slavery, wasn't exactly, and especially in this context, it wasn't exactly like it was in child slavery here in America and in Europe, Jamaica, all that, it wasn't chattel slavery. They didn't, come in, they didn't kidnap folks like that. We're not supposed to do that. And really here is like being an indentured servant, okay? So if you couldn't pay a debt, then the creditors can take you and be like, hey, you got to come work for me to work off this debt. So there was a time frame, okay? You working off the debt. In the year Jubilee, boom. After 7 years, everything was to be returned back to the rightful owner. So, your children or you, whatever, going back, your debt is clear, right? All right, so Elisha said to her, what shall I do for you? Pretty much, what you want me to do? Why are you asking me? Then he says this, tell me, what do you have in the house? And she said, your maidservant has nothing in the house but a jar of oil. Okay, so she did have something. She minimized what she had. Then he said, go borrow vessels from everywhere, from all your neighbors. In the King James Version, he says, not a few. Empty vessels. In here, too, it says, do not gather just a few. All right, so he specifically, now her issue was that she had debt that she couldn't pay, right? The creditors about to come and take her sons to work for them. So pretty much it's slavery, but to work for them to work off this debt. She done lost her husband. Husband's dead. She doesn't want to lose her sons too. And especially in those times, women really they didn't have a whole lot of rights to things. They couldn't work too much except for prostitution. She ain't trying. She's the woman who fears the Lord. She ain't trying to be no prostitute. Okay. And when a woman's husband died, she had children. Her children were to support her. Okay. But now the creditors are coming to take her sons who she loves and her support. Okay? And the man of God, Elisha the prophet, tells her to borrow. So go and get in more debt. Yeah. Okay? All right. So now listen. All right. Verse 4 says, when you have come in, you shall shut the door behind you and your sons, and then pour it out into all the vessels and set aside the full ones. So she went from him and shut the door behind her and her sons and brought the vessels to her, and she poured it out. She just had one jar of oil, but she kept pouring it out into all these vessels. All right, so clearly there's something supernatural going on here. All right, now it came to pass, verse 6 says, when the vessels were full, that she said to her son, "Hey, boy, give me another one. Bring me another." And he said to her, "There's no more, ma." And the oil stopped. Okay, so she went and she borrowed, went into debt, and borrowed a whole bunch of jars. Right? She just had one jar of oil, and she's pouring. Like, oh my goodness, yo, look at this. It keeps pouring out. She's filling up these jars, right? Then she came and told the man of God. He said, "Go, sell the oil and pay your debt, and you and your sons live on the rest." So Elisha didn't say to her, "Hey, go and ask your neighbors, to sow into you, to give you jars, or even to give you money." Didn't say in modern vernacular, he didn't say, "Hey, go start a fund me." Not knocking for GoFundMe, not knocking GoFundMe at all. But that's not what he told her to do. He didn't say go start a GoFundMe. He said go borrow, these jars, okay? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna pour the oil that you have into these jars, and then you are going to start a business. He told her to sell them. That sounds like some business acumen to me. All right, go sell what you have. All right, use what you have in your house and borrow, so that you can produce more of what you have, and then go sell what you have. Okay, so is there a time for that? Poor and middle class people use the term debt. I've come to learn that rich and wealthy people use the word leverage. Now, if you've ever seen a lever, if there's physics, all right. You have a lever, something is a fulcrum. You have like a stick or something. It creates a lever. A lever helps you lift something heavy. It makes it easier. You put the board on the fulcrum. Put the board up underneath the whatever it is you try to lift. Push on this end. Boom! It's able to move it. It makes it easier, right? That's a lever. So use the leverage. It makes it easier to move something. So you're trying to move some money. Trying to move money into your bank account, into your pocket. Use leverage. Okay? You use leverage to buy assets that's going to make you money. All right? So pretty much that is what Elisha told the widow to do here. All right? Now, so how do you go about that? Listen, I'm not going to go into great detail on that. You have to look for opportunities. All right. Now, there is a way in which you can leverage that in a tax-free environment to build money for yourself, to cash flow, as well as to build money for retirement. So, if you would like to learn more about that, I can connect you with my team. I can leave my email and my number in the description. My number is 330-319-0141. You can call me up. My email is allowsthelegacy22 at gmail.com. All right, so let's connect so I can get you connected to my team and we can get you leverage that could take you higher. All right? That's my time. I really, really, and truly hope that this bless you, that's benefiting you. If you like the video, go ahead and hit that like button. Share, so that more people can be blessed by this information, this content that I'm putting out there. Also, it's going to help the channel to grow. Subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about what you heard. Or just leave a comment just because you didn't want to leave a comment. All right? Okay. Also, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. All right? If you've already done all that stuff, thank you so much. I really appreciate it because truly it does help this channel grow so this message can get out there to more people. There's someone who left a comment who stumbled upon it, a video that I posted, and hey, that I want more people to be able to see this information so they can be blessed. That's about it. That's about it. Hey, folks, be blessed. And remember to take control of your time, your money, and your future. I'm out.